Happy New Year and welcome back to my channel. I am Arthur, Skyrim veteran that decided to share some of his original character builds here on YouTube while waiting for the next Elder Scrolls game. For the first video of the year, I am excited to present to you my first female character, Asteria Embergrass, the Banished hero. She was born into a small wood elf settlement deep within the forests of Valenwood, where everyone lived in harmony with nature and honored the green pact that their ancestors had made long ago with Y'ffre, the god of the forest. That meant no woodcutting or plant eating. They were strictly carnivorous, and their diet didn't consist just from animals. Number Bosmer of Valenwood often ate those they bested in battle as a show of honor and respect to Y'ffre. Many elves in the settlement were born with the ability to call upon the wild hunt, a terrifying transformation that turns them into monstrous beasts that are unstoppable in battle. This ability, accompanied with the unmatched archers, were the reasons why the settlement was thriving and never hungry. Settlement was like a paradise until a mysterious and deadly sickness began to spread. It was when Asteria's father fell ill that she left the forest for the first time in her life to look for a cure. After only a few days on the road, she ran into a group of humans that were willing to help. They showed Asteria how to make a potion that would save her father's life. Young Wood Elf watched carefully, very grateful for the lesson until it was time for the final ingredient. Asteria watched in horror as Human picked a flower from the ground and threw it into the mix without batting an eye. She was disgusted, but understood that there wasn't enough time to find another cure. She accepted the potion and ran back home, and swallowed the potion to his father, who immediately began to feel better. Word of the cure got around quickly, and soon other Bosmer were lining up to Asteria's door, begging to be cured. Young Wood Elf hesitated to break the green pact, but she couldn't just let her friends die. Not when she knew how to cure everyone. She decided that a few flowers was a small price to pay if she could save her people. She made the potions and gave them to anyone who was sick. Only few days later, the sickness was nothing but a bad memory. Settlement began to thrive again, and Asteria was considered a hero. But her good reputation didn't last long. Asteria made a big mistake and decided to teach others how to make the potion. When she picked up the final ingredient, others looked at her in horror and disgust. She had not only broken the green pact, but made everyone else consume flowers without their knowledge. In an instant, she turned from a hero to the cause of the sickness. Even her own father stated that she had brought the sickness upon the settlement as a punishment from Y'ffre for making everyone break the green pact. She was banished from Valenwood with a penalty of death if she was to ever return. Young Elf was heartbroken and confused. She couldn't understand how others would rather let their families die than plug one flower. She had lost everything by doing what she believed to be the right thing. Her family, even Y'ffre, had abandoned her. Asteria decided to return the favor and turn her back on the god. No longer bound by the green pact, she began to hone her alchemy skills. Young Wood Elf sought new teachers and ingredients, and it was her search for these two that eventually led her to Skyrim. Unfortunately, when crossing the border, Asteria was caught in an ambush and captured with the rebels. This is where your story as the banished hero begins. When captured, Asteria wondered if Y'ffre had anything to do with her unlucky fate. Despite these thoughts, she is not afraid of the god and continues her alchemy training after she escapes Helgen. Your first goal is to become a werewolf, so make your way to Whiterun and join the companions. Don't forget to collect all the orange butterflies, blue flowers, and the wheat that you come across so you can make healing potions. As Banished hero also, other factions fit the character when thinking them as a part of her training. How much could she learn about poisons from Dark Brotherhood, or about invisibility potions from the Thieves Guild? Also, Thieves Guild opens you new role-playing aspects like trying to recreate the poison that Carlia shoots you with at the end of quest in Snowvale Sanctum. Choice of armor for the Banished hero is Savior's Hide with orcish light boots and gauntlets. For the head, I chose the helmet of the old gods to complete the Druid look that I was aiming for. In Skyrim, Druid abilities like shape-shifting are very limited, so I used a small glitch to get both rewards from the quest Ill Met by Moonlight. Having the Ring of Hircine makes role-playing the ability of the Wild Hunt much easier, since you are not limited to one transformation per day, like every other werewolf in Skyrim. All you have to do to get both rewards is to spare Sinding. Kill the hunters with him, and then turn on him and tear his skin. When the aspect of Hircine appears, just ignore it and leave the cave. Outside, you will be met by another aspect of Hircine that grants you the Ring of Hircine. After getting the ring, you can just return to the cave and talk to the first aspect and claim Savior's Hide. But I recommend visiting Bloated Man's Grotto before taking on the quest, so you won't miss on Bolar's Oathblade, in case you like to display weapons like I do. Talking about weapons, Asteria Duel wields 2 daggers. On my playthrough, I mostly used Skyforged steel, but feel free to use the dagger that you like the most. Dual wielding and sneak are both excellent ways to survive on Master, and even on Legendary difficulty, so combining the two with your Druid abilities can get you through anything. Deal your first strike from the shadows with 15 times the normal damage, and then use poisons and potions while you swing your blades. Don't hesitate to use Command Animal and Animal Allegiance in every fight that has animals present. I also summoned Flame Atronax when fighting, because in Skyrim you can't turn into an elemental, which is one of the cool abilities that druids usually have in other fiction. I like to use my beast form when facing very strong opponents, when I'm overnumbered or when I'm just traveling, because running as a werewolf makes you about 20% faster than a horse. For the strong opponents, I always have 1 or 2 paralysis poisons with me, so I can transform safely while they watch from the ground, unable to move. Another good trick to use if you run out of poisons or want to change when many opponents are present is to send them flying with unrelenting force and transform while they collect themselves. Just be careful, because you can't roar as a werewolf before your shout meter cools down. And then into the stats and perks of the Banished hero. I usually focus on upgrading health when building characters, but being a sneaky dual wielder, Asteria has enough tricks up her sleeve to survive, even if you decide to level stamina and magicka equally. With perks, let's start with the skill that drives your character, Alchemy. In Alchemist, I recommend placing more than 1 perk. Other perks that you want are Physician, Benefactor, Poisoner, Concentrated Poison, and finally, Green Thumb. In one-handed, take all 5 in Armsman, everything from the right, and lastly, Finding Stance. Feel free to choose more perks if you plan on playing past level 40. In Sneak, like usually, I placed only 1 perk in Stealth. I took the entire right side and the left side, until Silent Roll, so I can do epic flips that fit athletic character like Asteria that has been running through the woods her entire life. For light armor, I recommend choosing all 5 in Agile Defender, Custom Fit, Unhindered, and Windwalker. With Conjuration from the right, I took Novice and Apprentice Conjuration, and from the left, I chose 1 perk in Summoner to get Atromancy. In Smithing, if you want to upgrade Savior's Hide, you'll need Ebony Smithing and Arcane Blacksmith, but on my playthrough I survived just fine with just Orcish level smithing. And with that, we can finally wrap up the build. My goal is to showcase interesting characters that make you want to play Skyrim again. Let me know what you think about the build and what kind of characters you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss any of my future videos. Take care, and I'll see you in the next story.